smoke will go on in 25 horsepower. And just look at the phenomenal rate of climb that it gives the aircraft and the aeroplane's amazing rate of roll. Tumbling the aeroplane at the top, and then keeping the aeroplane rolling as he descends vertically. Stopping the roll, pulling out at about 100 feet, and then continuing the rolls as he flies level, which isn't for very long before arcing skywards once again, and slow rolling to the left, and followed by a torque roll to the right, using the torque of the engine to keep the aeroplane rolling when the ailerons have lost their lift and their controllability, and then pulling the aeroplane over at the top, keeping it rolling on the way down, on the 45-degree line, rolling first one way then the other. A rate of roll of more than 400 degrees a second, which is quite awe-inspiring enough when you've got a runway to line up on, let alone when you're displaying over the sea, as Will does at seaside shows such as Eastbourne, Sunderland, Lowestoft, Clacton, Southend last weekend. There we are, the nose and tail swapping positions as Will uses the gyroscopic forces of that huge rotary engine to perform some amazing manoeuvres. And now pushing negative G, about minus 5G in the cockpit there, restrained only by his safety harness. Pulling the aeroplane over onto its back and rolling to knife edge, then flick rolling from knife edge to knife edge. And the secret of a successful flick roll is to make sure you're coming out of the manoeuvre in the same direction as you are when you first go into it. Now climbing vertically, watch out for the vertical flick roll. There it goes. Still climbing. That's the extra horsepower, which is using to very good effect. And now rotating the aeroplane, pirouetting around its own axis before flying back down into the centre. So the normal Sukhoi, such as those flown by the Matadors, have a 400 horsepower engine. Will's engine was uprated to 460 horsepower last year, now 525 horsepower. And the aircraft, the manoeuvre he's flying now, is a rolling loop, so looping the loop and putting 4 rolls in as he does it. The cockpit a flurry of arms and legs as he pulls and pushes +7 and -7G into that manoeuvre. Very difficult to fly accurately, but Will does it with his normal aplomb. Will actually won the Breitling Trophy for the best solo display here at Biggin Hill a few years ago when he was flying the Pitts S2C biplane. Now in the Sukhoi for the 3rd year here at Biggin, where the aircraft is based. Now in crowd centre, Will does the tail slide, so watch as the aircraft slides back through its own smoke trail, then hammerheads down before pushing away inverted, rolling back the right way up to fly away from us. But do keep your eyes on him because he's not going to be away for very long. Arcing over at the top, and now flying back in towards us with another succession of rolls on the way down. Pulling up now to change direction, so he's flying parallel with the runway. A crooked loop does that for him. Now watch as he puts the aircraft into inverted. 1, 2, 3, a 4-point hesitation roll, and pushing once again. There we are, an extra little roll there for spacing, and pushing about -5, -6G in that. Very uncomfortable to do. Now watch as Will flicks the aircraft at the top, then keeping the aeroplane rolling and rolling. During this display he'll experience G-forces ranging from +12 to -7G. But the aircraft he's flying is one of the strongest aircraft ever built. The Sukhoi 26 in Hill for the best display. The Sukhoi 26 was ordered by the Russian government in 1984 with the express aim of winning the World Aerobatic Championships for the Russian military pilots. The design was so successful that it is still winning at world level today. Built absolutely without regard to cost, the Sukhoi 26 is made of an exotic cocktail of carbon fibre, Kevlar, stainless steel and titanium alloys. It's stressed to ±23G, so one of the strongest aircraft ever built, and with its new uprated engine powerful piston engine Sukhoi 26 in the world, and yet can still fly an elegant slow roll, as Will demonstrates there. Now, the Sukhoi 27's trademark aerobatic manoeuvre was the Cobra, where the aircraft flies along and then pitches up like a striking cobra snake. Will has his own version of that manoeuvre, which involves a 12G pull-up. So have your cameras ready. There he goes, 12G, pointing the aircraft straight into the sky and actually climbing and accelerating a lot faster than he did with last year's engine. Now he keeps the aeroplane rolling, 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 keeping that nose up high above the horizon, having to push, and just when you think he must surely pitch the nose down, look, he pitches it up. See the patterns that the smoke leaves. Now he's just hanging the aeroplane on that huge three-bladed Hartzell propeller. Now rolling once again, his feet pumping those rudder pedals as if he's in a gym on a step machine. Gradually building up speed, clawing his way through the sky. Now performing a loop, because he's setting the aeroplane up for a manoeuvre he calls the parachute. But don't worry, he's not going to jump out of the aircraft. What he's actually going to do is stall it. Now, when you stall an aeroplane, unlike a car, the engine keeps running, but the wings lose all lift. And the way you recover normally is you open up the throttle and stick the nose down. But look, Will recovers by sticking the nose up and opening the throttle. So any trainee pilots, please don't try this when you're having your lesson. But eventually the laws of physics take over, and Will has to stop the aeroplane hanging, so he's accelerating now, rolling and setting the aeroplane up for a last pass. So a good opportunity for those of you with cameras, as he'll come in from the right in knife edge in the new Team Road Angel colours. And Road Angel, of course, have in-car safety equipment that help you to navigate. The Navigator is the top-of-the-range product, and Road Angel do have a stand here at Biggin this weekend where you can actually buy products from the Road Angel range at the lowest possible prices in the UK because of a special show offer. And if you buy the Navigator, you'll get a free gift worth £30, which is either a tyre compressor or a valet kit. And if you're worried about having such a valuable piece of equipment with you all day, don't worry, they'll even post it for you by first-class post, so you don't even have to carry the thing around with you all day. So do go and visit the Road Angel stand, which is a few hundred yards behind the commentary position. Will Curtis concludes his display now, coming in, smoke still streaming, and you'll see just how short his landing run is as well, just as good as the takeoff run. And we'll be seeing Will a little bit later on this afternoon as he shows the other aspect of his job associated with Gold Air International. He'll be flying the